Hello, this is Austin Bradley once again, making my quick analyzation on Sandel's Chapter 5, The Case for Equality, on discussing the many views and opinions made by political philosopher John Rawls. I agree on his objective views of equality to some extent with the conceptions of utilitarianism, libertarianism, feudalism, and property over democracy, that wealth can be distributed evenly, but to a point that basically the wealthy needs to somewhat share responsibility, delegate responsibility of their successful wealth to underprivileged citizens. I believe it is well to do so, that if it could be so chosen. It is just one of those kind of things to where when you have utilitarianism, it really just hurts minority groups, and especially where it's in poverty groups, especially it would underprivilege them. So that has to be out. Libertarianism, yeah, the opportunities are there, but for the extremely poor person or to compare to the extremely rich, it would not work out well for them right away. It just has to have that determination and will for that person to succeed and to maybe meet or even exceed that extremely wealthy person in terms of finances and so forth, for venture, some kind of adventure. Feudalism, phew, I wouldn't want to go through that. I mean, this is not King Arthur's court times. I mean, this is not meant as chivalry here, but it to be born in a time whether you could be of a king or a peasant. I mean, nobody can control their own destiny of being born, much less just living their life, period. That has to be out. And then, of course, property over democracy, the two principles stated, except the equal opportunity provision, it is more acceptable and agreeable and accordant, I believe, in terms of having that opportunity to gain success, but also acknowledging helping out your fellow person, your fellow brother, your fellow sister who needs it when times get tough. It's one of those things to where we all owe as humans to promote humanity for others with our goodwill of success that we reap and create, and that we could pass on to other groups. And that's very important for humanity and society to function and to function well. If you just cast down poor people and those who are stricken in poverty, because a lot of times when people are in poverty situations, it's out of our control. But there are quite a few that work through that and get out of it. And I think it's just of a choice of whether one can do better from the ground up instead. And of course, there's a lot of wealthy people who have done well from the start, from birth, but also they make poor decisions to, basically just be like a common person. So it is just up to the choices of willing to work up that ladder on whichever venture to make. Plain simple. And I believe a intuitive view of things are, in essence, where property over democracy could just be better off than meritocracy, and then down the line it would still reign over because of many possibilities that one can achieve and to succeed through many options available out there. I mean, look back, say, 100 years ago when I was a poor person, could not get to go to college, much less even if they were lucky to go to high school. But see, now the opportunities are there. It's just whether one can stick to it and is and can still maintain that drive. And if you don't have that drive there, then you're not going to succeed whatsoever. And that kind of mindset should be just cast aside. And one of the things that I believe politicians, if they could just set that aside and could just cast down, is just like what I experienced tonight. I know I may not be thinking as well like I should if one pays attention, but I was at Holston Valley Medical Center Hospital in Kingsport tonight. My uncle had a serious complication of where he had to do a kidney procedure of surgery. It was life-threatening, of course, but it turned out well for him so far, and he still has a long way to go. Asking for prayers, but one of the things that I believe that if politicians can look through this aside, based on their ideals, is healthcare. I believe that as humans, we have to have health to stay and to live, and it's a fundamental right to have healthcare, no matter what kind of wealth or occupation or race, gender, whatever status you are. Healthcare has to be in place for everyone in the world. And with the ideologies of the Democrats and Republicans on how to fund it and to mandate it for everyone, healthcare should be of great importance for Rawls to have equality abound for this. So equality can be in place, especially for healthcare, if the right implementations are in place, because everybody has to have healthcare to live and to pay off, say if they get sick real bad, has to be put in place to help them during times of distress. That's one of the big issues currently facing in Washington on how to fund it, how to keep it afloat for funding. And I believe overall that we all can help each other out in some way, form, or fashion. It's just a matter of our will to do so, no matter what background. There are some people who are born in poverty that try to do the common good of helping other people out who are much poorer than they are overseas than really the wealthy people. So when you put that into consideration, what is your choice? So I will leave it at that. And hope this message finds everyone well, and good night and good morning.